So I knew I had something to talk about today. Something really, really, really important. It's 10 o'clock. Not the time to be telling everybody something super important. But just so y'all know, the first 5.99 gets the stream shut down. So anybody that puts up 5.99, that means I can go to bed. I'm rich and I don't need any more money. And the only thing I'm after is 5.99. So that being said, there's a homeless guy somewhere. You could just give it to him. 5.99 would probably go a little bit further. You could get some beans, rice, and a cheese burrito. Anyways, you're probably not going to go do that. So, as long as it's the thought that counts. So, as long as you were thinking about donating it to a homeless guy, then the thought is good. You know what I'm saying? God is good. Anyways, so at the end of the day here, oh, geez. People are commenting on the I don't give a F side. Thank you for checking out my stream all the way from Facebook. We appreciate you. We love you. And we know you're watching. And how we know you're watching is I know you're watching because I'm watching you. You just don't know that I have access to your computer. I can watch. So I think it's kind of weird because you clicked on something very dirty. Okay. Don't tell anyone in the room that you just clicked on fuck the police because you just did. And what you see is what you get. If you want to see me, I can definitely open up the camera. All right, let's do it. You guys will never believe what I look like tonight. So here's the face reveal. Don't go anywhere. Keep hitting the like buttons. I love the smiley faces and the laughing out louds and all that cool fun stuff. All right, man. So this is the evil villain. It's just I had to do it tonight. You can't see me, but I can see you. I'm laughing too. Anyways, yeah, that kind of rhymed really. It's like a dime. I rhyme. Anyways, in my previous life, I always say I was a rapper. But anyways, so 5.99. You guys can just tell me to go to bed. I'm already there. I'm laying in my bed right now. No, I'm just kidding. You don't know where I'm at. You don't know where I'm at. You can't do what I do. Anyways, all you see is the light coming off my phone, and doesn't it look beautiful tonight? The Ramon Smith story starts here on a dark night. I'm sorry, broad daylight, about 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Ramon Smith coming out his apartment after someone beating on his door. He answers the door. He comes out of the apartment. He's got 7 to 10 people out front of his apartment. Okay, probably 6 people out front, 3 people on the side, one in the back. So that means somebody's covering the front door. Someone's 3, 4, 5 are covering the back door. They're all attacking this girl off of Snapchat for something that she said in an online post. And the next thing you know, this man brings over a gun. Uh, uh, Jay Money's involved in all this whole fucking deal, and he feels it necessary to bring a gun with a 30-round clip. And I'm not going to say him. Okay, I take that back. Let me get it straight for a minute. So someone brings a 30-round clip Glock, 21 or whatever it was. I didn't know if there. I don't even know if there is such a thing. So if you know if there's such thing as a Glock 21, I've heard of a 40 Glock. I've heard of a, a 30. Is it 38? I don't even know. But look, someone knows. So what I need to know is obviously did it have a switch on it or didn't it? But that's not important either. So this dude draws down for his gun. Smith comes out his door and dude draws down on him. He starts reaching for his gun in his satchel. Yes, I'm saying satchel. He draws down and uh Smith shoots him, right? Shoots 3 of them. Bang, bang, bang. Gets hit in the head. He says dude got hit on the top of his head while looking down at his gun to go for his gun. Now, who, after you come and attack somebody at their house, you're on their property, you were trying to be an E in their house, you are a felon in possession of a handgun. Now, what in your right mind tells you that this is not a self-defense case? Okay, so you jump in your car, you head back to Minnesota, you right? And so they say, well, nobody would have ran if you wasn't guilty. Well, if you're a black man in the state of South Dakota, I can totally get where your frame of mind is at. Uh, Coming from the state of Minnesota, they're not nice either. And coming from just doing 10 in Minnesota, you probably wouldn't want to go back to where you just came from or to the penitentiary, period. That just ain't even a thing anymore. I'm going to take care of my issues and I'm just going to head out, right? What I'm trying to figure out is why they were there. Who in Sioux Falls, South Dakota knows about this case, is willing to come up on panel and talk about it in the city of Sioux Falls, that was at the trial, that seen the two guns sitting on the table as evidence, that believes that this was not self-defense? A reversal of the verdict, not a a reversal or a is in the works, as far as they need to stop or twist the verdict, so that, because sentencing has not happened, it has been 6 months since September 1st, and we're trying. I talked to him about an hour on the phone yesterday and today, and why this is so important is because this man has sat there for 6 months just waiting. He is not in prison yet, and they have not sentenced him. And his lawyer is trying a few things. I believe in this lawyer. I have had this lawyer for 20 plus years. So if anybody can get this man out, and understand this, he has $1 million bond. I would love to get this man out of prison on his $1 million bond. Call it that is one man's 1 month payment up in the penthouse suite up in Hollywood. So there's somebody out there that can get this man out of jail and stop this monstrosity before it even begins. You call it what it was. It was a self-defense case. It was all on video. It was captured on video. Everything he said, except for 1 or 2 points, I cannot quite fact check. Meaning, when I sat in the trial, I seen two guns on the defense table. One dropped on the floor, actually. I never got to visual. I seen them in the box. They never took them out. They never racked the slides. They never played with the guns in court. They never took the clips out of them. I never got to see how big the clip was. As to say, Mike knew how, I'm sorry, Ramon Smith knew how big this other man's gun was. So in order to know, for him to know that it was a 30-round clip, what I'm saying is this man is telling the truth. He is not guilty of this. This man pulled down on him or started to draw down on him, and he had the gun out of his satchel. As to who had their gun out first, now I need somebody like Friends in Code. I need somebody like Friends in Code to break this evidence video from Dakota Auto Parts frame by frame by frame by frame. First, I need to get my hands on this video. That's where I'm at with it. Forget the Innocence Project. Forget the ACLU. Forget, okay, I'm not inclined to go to these people and ask for help, but I have to fact check myself because I'm fuck the police. It's what I do. The police effed you over, and I come along, and I got to see the evidence. I sat in court. I listened, but they only played a short clip. They only played a short clip, and this is what bugs me, is that how do you only play a 2-minute clip and that's it? You don't slow it down. You don't frame by frame it. What I'm saying is I need frame by frame by frame by frame. I know that he can do it. I know that Friends in Code can do it. I know there's people out there that can break this down frame by frame. No questions asked. Let me look at my comments here. No comments yet. If you look up Ramon D. Ron Smith in Minnehaha County, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, you're going to see him in custody in the jail with a $1 million bond on a murder rap. Anyone that wants to go look at it and see it for what it is, why is the bond so high? Ask yourself how many people died, who died. There was 3 people shot, I believe. 1 in the head, 1 in the stomach, and I don't know where the 3rd guy was shot at. And yes, I should know this. Just know that I need that video. So if you work down at the Sioux Falls PD and you have this video, if you work in the courthouse, I need this video. I don't care. If you want to prove me wrong, come on the channel and let's view the video together in front of all of my viewers. Let's get it going. I mean, how do you take someone serious with a name like FTP? Fuck the police. I don't know. But I'm asking for a few key pieces of evidence. One being the Dakota Auto Parts video that I've already seen once. But I need to stop it at certain key points. When Ramon came out of that apartment, I need to see if Ramon's hands were up in the air or if they were somewhere else. That's what I need to see for a fact. If I cannot see, if I do not see, there could be an issue there. I have to see. The other issue is where the other man's hands are at, across the parking lot on the blacktop, and who charged at him. Which man started walking towards him? Because there was a man that started coming across the parking lot towards him. Was he the man with the gun? Or was he the neighbor? Again, you can't put on an entire trial and say that this man got a fair trial, or there is no way you're going to tell me that he got effective assistance of counsel. In fact, I believe it may have been ineffective assistance of counsel. And if someone represented you and did not call a witness that you wanted called, would you not appeal that decision? Would you not only appeal it, but then you would go a step further, right? And you would say, maybe I'm not going to hire this man that was court appointed to begin with. He's not a public defender. So why did he get appointed this case? He is a paid attorney at over $200 an hour. So is this man just telling stories, webbing stuff together, making himself look good, but taking on cases that are so high profile? He is the good guy and the right guy for the job. But if you didn't do your best work that I ever seen you do, then who am I to say that he is or is not racially motivated in the state of South Dakota, that he is or is not racially, I'm sorry, that he is or is not with the bar on the bar's side. And in the court's eyes, he is a court advocate. Who's going to advocate for Smith in this case? That's what I want to know. At what point is somebody going to say, I'm doing my best. I'm trying to get him back out. I'm trying to get him released. We're going to do a new trial. And upon new trial, he gets out. What's up, Boren? How you doing tonight? At some point, I've watched, and David Boren's seen this too firsthand. The fact that someone can be charged with murder, sent for life, wrongfully convicted. Boren has seen people be released. He's been there on the release date of some of these men, these African-American men that have been released after 10, 20, 30, 40 years and found not guilty. Basically, the evidence did not prove their guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The judges had to overturn the convictions. The writ of habeas corpus had to happen. Now, what I don't want to happen in Ramon Smith's case, I don't want him to have to do a writ of habeas corpus. He was already found guilty in September. That was not okay. That's the beginning of the wrong. What do we have to do to right it? And I'm not like I'm the guy, but I'm not the guy. I'm the dude, but I'm not the dude. So it's like, I don't know this writ of habeas corpus thing. We're just, you can't even do that probably till like after sentencing. It's sad. Yes, Boren, it's sad how many people have lost their lives to the police lies. They're lies. I watched them lie on a man in court. This man was ready to take the stand. His attorney talked him out of taking the stand. Not okay. Not okay in any way, shape, or form. Just not okay. Nothing you can tell me when I sit there through 2 days. And my mom was sick at the time. So I was juggling two things at once. And two things lost in my life. I lost two things that I cared about. One was this trial. Okay. I cared about Ramon Smith. I was in jail with Ramon Smith and I believed in him. I believed his story. I believed his credibility as a man under God. As a man, I don't even know, a total stranger, but I got to know him over 30 days. I played a game of chess or two with him. I lost. He was very good. The man was very good at chess. And for any of you that have played chess, it is a hard game to begin with. I don't think I ever beat him one game. I'm not sure. Well, maybe I did the 3-move checkmate on him once. Maybe. But he was very good. And he did use his horses, I believe. Look, listen. You say, what point does that have to all this? The point is to say a man's word and a man's game skills and a man's truthfulness and calm demeanor, truthful, honest, even honest in a game, never lied about nothing, never took nothing. He never begged to play a game, and I never begged him to play a game. But you have to play a game in chess. When that board gets out there and we finally got a board in the block, he was a man I wanted to play. But he was good. He's good. And I sat with him many hours at the law library. Hours. We once me. Okay, I yelled at the guards when they tried. Okay, so he yelled at the guards and said, "Give me back the law library. You can't take that. I'm in the middle of a murder trial, and I need you to leave that computer in our block." And the officer says, "No, you can't have it no more. Only an hour." This was days before his trial. Days. And he had some really solid points on being in the commission of a crime, a felon in possession of a firearm, as well as he was writing up writs, motions to the courts based upon they had just passed a new law in the state of South Dakota saying that it's okay to defend yourself. It's okay to carry, and it's retroactive. The law is literally retroactive. So the fact it got put in, you're free to you know, self-defense. Your castle law doctrine. It falls into under all that, but it's more complex, you know. And he's told me the name of the legitimate law. Again, I'm not the person to sit here and relay this. I am the disappointed person that sat next to a man that got convicted of murder. And there was only two people in that courtroom that can tell his story. Me and his mama. And I got to see him crying at that defense table. When his mama handed him that letter after he wrote that letter, read that letter, I seen a man with heart. I seen a man that had feelings and cared and just is a man, like has compassion, has feelings. He'd been in there for 2 years at this point. Now we're going on 2 years, 6 months. He sat in there every day till his trial. So it's disturbing, and I don't think for the rest of my life that, like I said, I lost two things. I lost Ramon Smith out of my life. They kicked me out of the trial. I never got to watch the end of the trial. I got to watch 2 days. I went back the third day. I I was going to go back the third day at 8 a.m. in the morning. I got a phone call from my attorney at the time. I forget her name, Sarah or Julie, Julie, uh, Julie Hofer. And she called me up and she said, "You can't go to that. You can't go to the trial." She said, "Because you're out on a furlough. So technically you're still in custody. You can't go." So what was I to do? A man's dying, and I missed the most important part of closing arguments. I missed part of the story that I'll never know. The only thing I can do is get the records. We cannot order the transcripts until after he is sentenced. They will not let us. There's been some wrongs here that I feel are wrong. I want that video. I want to be able to watch it again and again and again. And I want to stop it. I want to play it. I want to zoom in on it. These tech people at the jail and the state's attorneys did not care. His own lawyer was able to zoom in, but at the trial, the state's attorney would not zoom that video in. They pulled a James Freeman on Smith, show you 10 seconds of a clip, and this is the only part that matters. but the rest of it you don't get to see. You don't get to see how I was acting before. You don't get to see how I was acting after. And the only thing you care about is that middle finger. And even then, what you didn't hear nothing. You heard no audio from me, and you didn't see me commit any crime. And the middle finger is not a crime. Cohen v. California. Soon versus Brookings. This is not about me. This is about Smith. But Smith got done like me. And I'm pissed off about it. I want to see the man get out. I want to see him be free, and I'd pay the $1 million. I'd pay $20,000 tomorrow. Someone comes up with the rest of the money, I'll come up with 20. You come up with the rest of $1 million, the 20 I'll throw in. And when you want your 20 back, I'll give it to you. Because that's the bail. You would just get it released back to you. So that means you make 20 grand for putting up $960,000. $980,000. His it's unconstitutional how high his bail is right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Did OJ have $1 million bail? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. What's the standard for murder? You know, what's the standard for self-defense? Why are we giving people such high bail that they can just never? Do you know what I'm saying? Their moms can't put up their houses. It's too much money. Did they think that he had money? Did they think that his mom has money? I told Smith, I says, your mom, did she put up the house? We laughed about it. But I'm serious. Because I want to live to eat some food with him on the streets. I want to see, that's a good man right there. I would trust him in my home. I would trust him with my kids. I would trust him. You know what I'm saying? I trust him to play a game with him of chess. When a lot of those people in there, like if I don't like their character, I won't even sit down at the chessboard with them because they're too kiddish. They can't even hang with a big boy. But there's the difference between men and kids. Someone that handles their business, someone that tells the truth, the honest to God truth. What would you know about that? What would anybody here know about telling the truth? Most of us have lied. But if you can't pick a man apart on one lie, I have a problem with convicting him, Ramon Smith, with murder. If I was a judge. Even offensive speech is protected speech even more, or because no one dissents to popular opinion, and without the dissent, as we country cannot grow. The unconstitutional. They cannot stop court watchers. They did. And he says, I'm welcome to his court come the 14th, and I plan on going. That's it. It's set. I'm there. And they're supposed to be trying to delay or overturn the verdict. Stay of execution, so to speak. That's the proper word. Stay of execution. They find a way to criminalize poverty. Yes. And they are kangaroo courts. They made no sense to me. They still make no sense to me. Is the stay of execution going to work? I don't know. But if it doesn't, I'll be there and I'll be watching. And yeah, who to say I can't record? Who to say I'm not a court reporter? And who to say you can't have a camera in this courtroom? Who's to say? How can you stop it? And why is KSFY and Kello and Argus Leader, why AP Press, why are these people, or T Storm Chasers, why is nobody filming this? as factual basis. This is his last hurrah at getting a wrong righted, to say that maybe you throw out the first degree, the second degree is manslaughter, but even so, correct it, Judge Long. That's what I say. That just correct it. And I believe it is Judge Long. Hopefully I'm not uh messing up that name. I'm not very good at remembering, so we talked for an hour. I have recordings. I have recordings of Smith, and I find his story just fascinating. It's not the story; it is the truth. And maybe someday I can play those for you and not feel like I'm undermining his defense, because he needs like a legitimate defense. So obviously, if there's anybody out there in any state, it doesn't matter which one. If there's a lawyer or an attorney that wants to look over these court records and documents and go through the if in fact he is convicted, and if he's sentenced, which he's convicted, but once he's sentenced, we need to get the evidence, and we need to get a real attorney on it and go back through with a fine-tooth comb and see where they fucked up. And here's where I think they fucked up too. A Batson violation that had occurred while picking the jury. And I don't care what you tell me, he had an all-white jury, and he said that every black juror that was picked opted out before they ever made it to the jury. None of them wanted to sit on the jury. So they somehow they all got released or never were picked. They chose on their own to not. But why do you not call in more to be a juror of his peers? So how can it be an only white juror? That is a Batson violation by them standards. If not for that little mishap of, hey, they all just called in sick, or they just didn't want to sit on the pool. And for you, whoever was let off, that's horrific, that you did not go to bat for your own people. That's horrific, because he really needed you. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in my own race that I took one look at the jury, and no, man, this is all wrong. This is all white. What just went on here? This ain't right. And if I as one guy can say this just ain't right, come on, dude. It's got to mean something at the end of the day. What's up, 5 Speed? So with that, like I said, I'm trying to get my 5.99, go off air, go to bed, and I leave you with that's what's on my mind every day. If I don't go live, I'm taking phone calls from Ramon Smith. And I've taken phone calls from Eric Brandt, and I've paid for phone calls. I've paid for phone time. Same with Smith. I pay for the phone calls. I enjoy doing this, but do I try and extort phone calls out of people and personal information and put it up and put it out there on blast? No, I don't. Does he say he wants it to go to the news outlets? Yes, he does. He wants the publicity. I don't know if that's the right thing for him at this point, but he continues to scream it to the rooftops exactly how the story unfolded as he's seen it. And it can win many, many, many hearts over. It can win many, many, many people over. It may not mitigate the fact of what the other person did, or that they all came from different parts of the city, all left their phones at home to attack this girl in this apartment, his sister. It's horrific. It's a horrific story. And I can't imagine that happening. You know what I'm saying? So if someone did that to me, of course I'm going to come out and of course I'm going to confront what is going on. If you have 9 people standing around and you're drawing for your shit, I'm sorry. It's time to get to going. And there is, once I see the butt of it, it's done. That's fair game. But you know, in South Dakota, apparently, apparently it's I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see how this all works out. What have I been live? 30 minutes. Sounds good to me. Um, all I just keep sitting here saying is because I'm dumbfounded at the entire project. The entire, what am I gonna do next? How do I pull a rabbit out of a hat when I know nothing? When I'm nobody? How do you be Benjamin Crump? How do you advocate for someone that has no one? How do you take a good guy and just throw him away? And how do you sit on your couch and say, I got freedom, but he doesn't, but I'm just gonna go live and not talk about it, not talk about him, and let him get lost and forgotten forever in this endless pit where many people just go to rot and get COVID and die. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that for him. You know what I'm saying? Boren said, check your PayPal for $5.99. Let me. Are you able to check that? Boren may have just shut me up for the night, put me to bed and everything. Did he? Did he? What's it? This is David Boren. Oh man, Boren just put me out of my misery. Oh, okay. Here's what we got for you, boys and girls. Ramon Smith, sleep well, and just know somebody's here for you. You got David Boren on your side. You got a lot of people on your side. Ain't nobody quitting.